we move off the Tigers, I do have an ask hole for you.
Oh,
Regarding
impromptu
the
ask hole. I love
That's
it.
right, regarding the Tigers. So I was doing some ciphering over here, and so the Tigers were the last undefeated team this year, right? At 5-0, correct?
Yes,
Yeah, and then
correct.
so is it concerning to you? And it probably is. It's probably almost a stupid asshole question, but they were 5-0. They're 12-10 right now, which means they've gone 7-10 since going 5-0. They're 4-7 at home.
Yeah,
The
that's a good point.
trend is it's surprising to me because you obviously they had the first three against the worst team in baseball, so that was a good way to start, and we all kind of agreed we felt like they were going to be 3-0 leaving Chicago, and they have played some tough teams, so you would think it's going to get better. But is it a little concerning to you at all, like seeing when they really are playing under 500 since that 5-0 start?
It's definitely concerning. I think that's a great question. I'm glad you brought that up actually, because yeah, they are 4-7 at home, but they're 8-3 on the road,
Right.
which is it's amazing. And again, they already have a winning record against the Twins, who is the prohibitive favorite to win the division. They had a winning record last year against the Twins and every other team in the AL Central. So yes, it's troubling, but it's not as troubling as their typical April starts, and
True.
much of that is only because they got off to that 5-0 start. That's given them the cushion. I'd much rather have them be way better than 7-10 since then. But as long as they're keeping their head above water and beating up on the division as they have, that I think they're going to be just fine. Right now, their problem is how good Cleveland has been so far this year. I think they've got like the one of the top 3 records in baseball. I think they're 16-6, maybe.
That is correct.
I don't, you and I didn't see Cleveland as a threat to win the division nearly as much as potentially, or for sure, Minnesota would be. I think we both picked the Tigers to win the division just because I see a lot of holes in the Twins setup.
Which have been
I didn't
exposed.
anticipate, yeah, and they have immediately, but at the same time, we did not anticipate what Cleveland is doing. I think that could be short lived as well because I don't know. I need to look more into what Cleveland is doing. I haven't watched much of their games yet. I just noticed they've gotten off to a hell of a start. So that could be a developing story. But the Tigers are going to have 12, 13 games against them as well, and we won the season series last year, and I don't see any reason why they can't do it again. So it is troubling, and it's perplexing why the Tigers are so much better on the road than they are at home. It's been that way for a couple of years. Maybe it's just the ginormous dimensions of Comerica Park do not work for any roster, really. They did move the fences in slightly last year. That was a big story, but it's still 412 to center field instead of 422. It's still ridiculous. There have been several home run balls hit in any other ballpark that have been hit to that straightaway center field that just die at the warning track, unfortunately, already this year. So it is something to pay attention to. I'm kind of holding my breath, as I mentioned earlier, through the end of April, just to see where they're at. If that trend, 7-10 trend continues, they will be below 500 by the end of the month. But fortunately, as you and I are recording this, they do have a 3-0 lead in Tampa Bay right now. So their trend of playing well on the road is continuing, at least at the moment. So that's another reason I'm gonna stay positive for now. But yeah, we might have to revisit your asshole question, maybe as a panic or patience question in a week or two, if that trend continues. What I feel at that. I appreciate you throwing in the impromptu asshole question for the week.
There you go. Just wanted to get that one out there. I didn't want that little stat to go by the wayside.
Thank you. That's why it's a good podcast. Keep me on my toes here. I won't let you fall asleep on those stats.
Oh, I know you won't. I know you won't.
Word Hole Media.